Okay, good evening, everyone. So I named our podcast the This Girly podcast, and our topic would be job design and work measurement. So under this, we have ethics, labor design, job design. So we'll discuss it about uh, later. Kung na may add for our guest tonight, please ask away. So so before anything else, we have our team composed of me, uh, Avanyaj Palomares. We have Miss Jane Francis Hiponia, Miss Marshall Palomares, and then Miss Maricel S. Roble. And our guest for tonight is Mr. CJR Angus. So he studied a bachelor's degree of management accounting from in Jeremy's Humane Campus, and he is also an MBA student of St. Vincent's College like us, and he just recently passed the comprehensive exam last March. Congratulations, sir. And currently, he works as an HR assistant in Jeremy City Polog together with the same institution lang we work. So our topic will be focusing on job design and work measurement. So under this, we have human resource strategy for competitive advantage, labor planning, job design, ergonomics and work environment, the visual workplace, labor standards, ethics, and other questions related to human resource management. So, hello, good evening, Mr. CJ Angus.
Yes, good evening. Good evening, everyone. So that was a topic that is very important when it comes to human relations and, of course, in the organizational processes. So feel free to ask questions so that we can delve deeper into topics within job designs and work measurement. So let's begin.
So, Mr. CJ, as an HR professional, or if let's talk about ethics, sir. Let's say there is, let's just say a faculty member is accused of plagiarizing a work of a student or a research paper. So what ethical steps should, or how does HR deal with those kinds of scenarios? Sir, naka-mute ka, sir.
Sorry. So based on experience, and it is very common to have that when it comes to the institution itself. So first things first, the problem will rise in the colleges. So if there are concerns regarding that matters, of course, they will raise it to us. Then we will create Committee on Decorum and Investigation. So those members in that CODI, they will investigate on what had happened so that we can prevent na ang employees and the student will have biases when it comes to the investigation. So the CODI helps in delving deeper as to what the problem is all about, and specifically plagiarism. So when the it's very common issues within the academe. So to avoid biases between both sides, of course, we have Cody. Cody will invest side as to in order for the problem to be solved kay mostly sa mga situation when it comes to plagiarism daghan mo kayong mga circumstances nga kuan nga maiguan na kay maybe perhaps the faculty didn't use didn't authorize the students to be on in their paper nga supposedly ang student ang naato nga paper. So to prevent that, to prevent ang student mawalan og credit sa ilang mga work naghimo, of course, Cody is there to mitigate the situation. I think that's all.
So any follow-up questions, ma'ams, mga interviewees?
Hello, sir. Good evening.
Hello, ma'am. Good evening.
Sir, I have
Francis?
another. Yes, I have another question for you regarding the visual workplace. So, as an HR professional, how can creating a visual workplace transform productivity and safety in ways that truly resonate with employees?
So in our institution, in the work, in the place where I work in, so visuals is very important. However, there are things that we have to consider when it comes to visuals in the workplace, because since we are in a university or in an academe, so we, as much as possible, we make it professional, and we all the visuals that we have in the offices or even in the classroom are plainly all about academe, so that students and the workers will have you know, they have lesser way of kay ang sa visuals man good ang sa ato ang kuan sa workplace, we don't have to be karang daghang kay mga visuals sa ato ang workplace, because it die tendency nga ma-overcrowded ang ato ang office, and it would cause na dayon na karang hugaw kay siya lantawon. So as much as possible, we make it very professional, so that when it comes to working, dili la kayo ta distracted sa atong mga nakita sa kalibat. I think that would be all.
Thank you so much for the very informative answer, sir.
So anyone other than yes, we have Ma'am Maricel's.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, Tanan. So, being in HR, sir, how can you cultivate a unique and resilient workforce?
Kamakin na. Please repeat.
Being in an HR, how can you cultivate a unique and resilient workforce?
Okay. So, in the HR, no, I've been working in the HR for about 3 years almost. So, as in the HR, we always encourage employees, encouragement on the things they want to make in life. That is one way. How are you going to improve or cultivate the employees' relation? In that way, employees will boost their confidence when dealing with their co-workers, as well as in their dreams, specifically in academic obligations. So because we are in the academe, of course, mostly of the employees pursue masters and doctorate degrees for their professional growth and development. So one way of that is to help them encourage them by saying them that every day whenever they go to the office that we always kalabitang mo sila ang gina update on sa man ang imong kuan sa may problema sa imong kuan sa mga sana so that they would as at the same time ba nga sila open sila sa amua so that we can give them advice whenever na sila mga problema so that at least for that time we can help them in solving their little bit problems and encourage them more in pursuing their academic journey.
Thank you, sir.
So, do we have a question from Ma'am Marshall?
Good evening, sir. Follow-up question lang. As a HR assistant, no? Murag kuan siya dako ka siya responsibility but giyon sa ninyo pag-build og mga measurement to just to build a positive work environment knowing ang inyong institution dako jud kay siya daghan kay siyang campusas.
So in the here in the JMC we do have a citizens charter. So that citizens charter, it contains the processes, rules and regulations, and development of the employees. It's manual. It contains everything. So from that book, the employees should follow what is written on that charter, so that we as HR, we are just the one who implements what is written on those charter. So if na may mga problems ka nakita sa within the employees na ni-violate siya sa citizens charter, then that's the time that we will raise the concern to the higher ups. So of course we are a big institution. So sa MOA, we always make sure that the charter is followed, because if we won't follow what is in the charter, there is a tendency, of course, we are supervised by Commission on Audit. So if there is anything that would violate the charter, then it would really affect the process, the whole process, because if something would fail in the charter, then there is a tendency that we have to revise again the charter, what is written in the charter, so that if another problem will arise, similar problem, we can mitigate that problem. So, so we have citizen charter wherein employees follow what is written on the charter.
Thank you for
you,
that,
Sir CJ. And I do have a question for you again regarding labor standards in higher education. So let's imagine na lang a scenario, sir, where a professor is, since academia siya, no, na ay mga professors that also have designations, and at the same time, they have to, faculty mapud sila, they have to teach. So, a professor is overworked due to excessive teaching, research, and administrative duties. So how can HR intervene to protect the well-being of the employee while maintaining academic excellence?
Okay, so with that matter, designations are given. So I will give you a brief idea as to those designations. So designations are given by the university president. So which means the university president trusted you on that job. So whenever kadaghan kayo ka og designation, of course, that means a very big obligation. So we all know that when an employee will not follow what is commanded or ihatag sa iya, then that is what we call insubordination. So walay matbuhat si employee ana. So the only thing we can do as an HR is to give him or her the privilege, specifically karang mga leave. So whenever nga mag-leave siya, of course, we will allow that person to take time to have a break or to leave or whatever purpose nga leave na iyang gamiton. Because in the institution, in the academy, in the government employees, we do have a privilege when it comes to leave. So, amo nang ihatag sa isa ka empleyado because that is their right. So, kung feeling nila na burnt out na sila, na burden na sila sa ilang work, so akong ginabuhat is, okay, pag-file na lang og leave para mainan ka. Kaya because mostly sa mga daghan og designation, nag-leave dyan sila because dili nila makaya ang kahako sa trabaho. That's the time na mag-leave sila to take some break. So dili po naman sila pukna because we all know nga daghan ka sila designation. We cannot deny that in this institution, mostly we are lacking of employee manpower because of course limited lang ang plantilla items sa university. So there is a tendency nga kuan magkadaghan jud ang imong designation because gamay raman ang maghawid sa mga work. So for example, daghan nagtrabaho si isa ka employee, daghan na siya designation, then si other employee na po na designation because we are mainly lack of employees. So ginahatag jud na sa mga employee within ang president, they trust them. So ang ginahatag na jud sa HR is to give them the privilege which is their leave. So that's all.
Follow-up question lang, sir. So since you mentioned burnt out, so how does HR or as to job design, how can HR redesign administrative roles to reduce burnouts from multitasking? So, parehas sa registrar, kung daghan na kaayong accommodate ng mga students or ganaang sa HR ba, I ask yourself, how do you kuan ba ang job design to prevent burnouts? Or from multitasking.
So here in the government we have limited time, but however we have specific time wherein we can take a break. So there is a limited time given to us when we feel nga dili na nato kaya sa ato ang work. The institution give the privilege to take some break. Specifically, we all know we have the government employee. We are 8 to 5, so that is in exceptions of lunch break. However, we have to take based on the manual in the Citizens Charter. We have to take a break within 9 to 10 for break time, and that is 30 minutes. I think that's 30 minutes or 15 minutes. Then another again, that's 10 or 15 minutes in the afternoon, so that the employee would avoid burnouts in their job because there are tendency man ko nakarang inigdagan na kayong estudyante specifically during enrollment, daghan kayong mga estudyante nga magtapok sa registrar. So our registrar ginabuhat is they always follow what is written in the Citizens Charter. So kung time na sa break, of course, they will take some time to leave in their post because dili sila mohawa dito, dili po nila ma-enjoy ang ilang privilege. So that is one way on how we always take actions when it comes to dealing with burnouts, specifically here in the HR. So we have lots of works to do. So dili jud malikayan nga ma-feel mo nga ma-burnout ka due to deadlines because in the main campus we are given many deadlines. So pinakalit nga mga deadlines nga karon ipasa ni siya, ugma ipasa ni siya, so magdunga na siya tanan. So one thing we always do is we have to take some break and to have some things to what do you call this, to focus again on the work we are doing, because dagha o sige ra kag padayon na ka sa imong trabaho, there is a tendency nga magkasayop-sayop magka. So kung ma-feel na sa isa ka employee, dili po naman sila i-discredit nga magpahuway sila, because though we are not in the physical aspect in the work, so we are in the mind. So most commonly kapoy biya pod ang sa huna-huna, kapoy maghuna-huna og mga butang. So kapoy yun na jud kayo, so of course we have to take some break. So I think
So
it is
speaking
also
of
the citizens charter naman.
speaking of break, sir, dili ba siya against, di ba na atoy, no lunch break policy to
Ah,
the government?
so okay, so in here we always implement nga karapit taon sa for example, si one employee mo take siya og break, then si other the employee na pod after mo take og break si employee, siya mo puli sa iyang post, then after that other the employee will take that post. So this is we strictly imposed this just last year, because we are asked by the ARTA. So ARTA is the one who can regulate when it comes to the government processes, when it comes to how are we dealing with the clientele. So based on the ARTA, of course, we have to switch places when it comes to break. So the uban nga mag-break sa 11 to 12, na uban mag-break sila og 12 to 1, para dili jud ma-blanco or mabinlan ang isa ka office, specifically sa registrar. So we have to switch them places para makatake some break tong isa ka employee.
So balik flexible hours.
Yes, that's
for
the
lunch.
term.
So any follow-up questions, ma'am?
Sir, I have an additional question regarding the burnouts that you have said a while ago. So, as an HR, sir, human as we are, so we also have our limits and patience, right? So, how do you maintain a balance between being approachable and enforcing company policies?
Is it based on my koan, ma'am, kalang sa akong koan idea, or based on the institution itself? What are you
Your
trying?
own, sir.
Okay,
Your own
so
experience.
so here in the HR, of course, lisod jud siya when it comes to dealing with people, because lahi-lahi man jud tag attitude, so lahi-lahi tag mga behavior, so lahi-lahi tag mindset. So na tendency nga ini mag-communicate ta with other people, there tendency nga lain lagi kayo ni siya to ano. So usahay kalang maglagot na ka, pero as much as possible we always value respect towards our co-worker, and of course in our clients. It's very important to do that, because kalang magong burnout lisod siya i-avoid, because based on experience, lisod siya i-avoid specifically nga dali ra kay ka kung imong behavior is dali ra kay ka maglagot na kay anger issues, so dali ra kay ka ma-burnout sa imong work. So one thing I always do with when I ma-feel na nako na is I sometimes go out to the office to take some time to breathe, because it's very important nga at least ba motindog ta sa ato ang bangko, because 8 hours almost 8 hours ta naglingkod sa ato ang bangko. So na tendency ana nga sa ato ang paglingkod ana magkuan jud ta daghan na kayo tang mahuna-hunaan nga dili mao na supposedly kaniya inani ni siya. So by taking a break, taking time to breathe, it helps me, and it helps people to think and focus again. Kay lisod man gud ang burnout kung ipadayon nimo siya nakabalo, bitaw ka nga ang imo ang kuan nagsagol-sagol na imong gihuna-una di padayon nagyapon ka dili ka mag-take og break, lisod kayo na siya. So based on experience and based on what I have seen to my colleagues and to the people I've seen, so importante jud ang mo break jud ta bisag kadjut lang jud mo tindog lang jud ta sa ato ang mga bangko to take some time to think and breathe. So I think ang ginabuhat man po diri sa amo our campus director always encourage us if arang whenever nga sa kami sa taas mayroon siya nga whenever nga dili mo kaya iya jud kang ginakas or whenever ka dili mo kaya naraman po another staff nga mukuan ba so that dili tanan mahanok sa imo ang trabaho. So that is one way of helping yourself and the other people in your workplace to avoid burnouts because dili na to i-pressure ato ang mga kaugalingon to do everything because dili jud na siya makaya in a specific period of time lang.
Thank you, sir. So speaking of a follow-up question sa he asked me Miss Jane, how do you maintain that boundary ba? Your personal boundary as colleagues and implementing the rules nga kuan sa HR.
Okay.
How do you balance those?
Okay. So there are in the workplace of course we do have we have colleagues nga amigo jud nato and so when it comes to impositions of rules and regulations in the workplace, it is very important we are in a professional manner. So based on assessment and experience, I've always maintained professionalism when it comes to workplace. So if friends of course if na kay mga violate ng mga rules now against on the institution, of course as an HR practitioner, as an enforcer of human relation, of course we have to impose what is right. So sa linked friends or natay personal relations, it doesn't matter at all when it comes to workplace because in the workplace we follow what is there in our charter, and from that point we are worker magota. So lahi ang ato ang personal life, lahi po ang ato ang working life. So when it comes to working life, of course mabilin ra jud dito ang inyo ang professional working as a colleague. Mabilin ra jud dito. Ini mo gawas mo dito sa inyo ang workplace, of course you are a good friend because I have a friend wherein she has an issue with a lot of things. There are instances nga na raised na dito sa taas ang iyang mistake, and as a friend, as a common friend niya, so I am tasked to deliver the message to her or him because the office, the head of offices, our head of office, our campus director believed that through the words that I say to him or her will help in changing what is the course of her action. So, moto siya nga, I am the one who were entrusted with when it comes to dealing with a problem he or she experienced. So, as time passed, and I think it's very effective naman nga as long as you know the boundaries within your co-workers, within your friendship or your personal life, I think it's the most important thing to make boundaries so that you at the end of the day you are still a good friends. Moto siya. I think that's all, ma'am.
Follow-up question lang, sir. Regarding sa implementation, so how given sa inyo ang office sa HR office nga to deal with mga negative feedback bitaw from the employees, especially sa mga implementation sa work?
Actually, sir, we do have a feedback form. So whenever nga na ay concerned bitaw ang mga employees, so mo-answer na sila dito sa feedback form. Specifically, ang most common na mo is the salary. Of course, gikan man dyan sa HR ang salary processing, no? Ang pinaka-kuan dyan namo is pinaka-concern is the salary imposition. So, ang ginabuhat jud sa institution itself, we as much as possible, we address those concerns. So, though dili man may kabalo kinsay ka answer sa feedback because it is kept private because of course to protect the individual na katuang naghatag ato nga feedback. So from that feedback form, ang imposition sa amo ang kuan would matter when it comes dito sa feedback form. So kato based sa results sa feedback, kung unsay na result dito, the guidelines, so kung naay kuan, kung naay mga based on tong gi-impose na mo previously nga mga kuan, mga rules on regulations, so kung naay mo come up dito sa feedback nga negative, so that's the time nga mag-revise, mag-change mi sa amo ang mga kuan buluhaton. So sa when it comes to imposition of regulation, so nani-adjust atong regulations na amo ang gihimo, then that's the time nga again, mag-feedback na po balik based atong amo ang changes. So, balik-balik na siya. It's a cycle. So, mag-impose, then kung ay negative feedback ato, change na po siya. So, dili man dali ang changes because there are processes that we have to take into consideration now. Because, of course, it matters to the campus director because the campus director is the one who regulates everything in the campus. So kung paminaw niya nga sakto lang ning gibuhat ani, then there's no need to change. Then that's the time that we will still continue what is being set. So kung ang campus director o lahi ang comments kung ganan siya nga mag-change na po, then that's the time nga we will change it. So we as an HR, we are just the one who will interpret the what is written in the regulations or the charter we have because dagan mo kayo misconception nga ang HR they know kuan sila ang tanan nag-design sa mga paano. The HR doesn't decide everything. The one that decides everything is ang higher ups. Ang HR is just the one who will relay the negative outcomes, the negative feedback coming from the outside parties or the employees around the campus. So, ang HR ang mo-deliver dito sa campus director because si campus director ang maghimo o mga solutions. Though we are given the task to share pod sa mga recommendations, but mainly the decision will stick or will be final dito na jud sa higher up. So we are just the one who will interpret or will relay their message. Sa mo na ang pinaka-role sa HR. Dagan magong misconception nga sa HR ang kuan. So sa imposition, yes, we are the one who will impose based on the feedback. It will be based really on the feedback that we receive. So from that feedback, of course, we will integrate the new policies. Ana na siya, sir. It's just a cycle. Feedback, then composition na po, then implementation.
So anyone pa may follow-up questions, ma'am, regarding the imposition kuan sa nga role sa HR? So I hear
Right.
okay na from
We still
Miss
have
Winnie.
one question regarding the recruitment. So HR, as we all know, that they are in charge with the recruitment, right, sir? So
Yes.
how do you ensure fairness and objectivity during the hiring process, knowing nowadays the backer system is very high or common?
Okay. So here in JMSU, we strictly imposed what is in the criteria or on the request or the hiring the job description we posted. So kung ikaw as employee nga na mga backer ana kung ikaw nang apply ka nga na backer dayon paglantaw na mo sa imong document you are not qualified on that position you applied for, then we will not grant you, we will not proceed, we will not allow you to proceed in the next stage, which is, we have process when it comes to interview. We have the interview, the demo, if you are in the teaching position, we have a written exam, we have self-assessment. So, undergo pa na nga process. So, kung makita na mo, based on the qualification itself, okay, because we are very particular in the university, we are very particular when it comes to qualification. So, kung ikaw nag-apply ka, then you have a backer, then kung nag-apply ka, wala ka, sa'yo pang imong qualification, wala dito na fit in dito sa amo ang ipangita. Bisag unsa pa na kagahi imo ang backer, as long as dili siya qualified, then dili na mo siya i-allow. So, mo na mo ang policy here in the institution. So, pero as long as qualified ka, then we will allow you. We will proceed you to the interview process, to the next stage, no, in the hiring process. Then, dito na dayon na bawion sa criteria. So, there are criteria that probably ma-affect niya. So, most likely, gamay siya score. Then, kung gamay siya score, then kung wala siya na abot sa specific set top list of applicant, then next stage, dili siya ka-proceed. Ay nana ba siya man.
Thank you, sir.
I have a follow-up question. Sir, with regards to like as Ma'am Jane mentioned about Backer, something like that. So what if kanang excuse me, do you encounter some instances nga ang iyang qualification, like for example anong mga work experiences, mga butang tag sa mga education niya, okay jud kay ang kuan, pero knowing there are some good based on experience, I have some friend nga kanang although na sila masteral, but kanang dili bitaw pareha sa ato nga will kanang so man ko pag-state nga kana bitaw magklase jud ta, will go with participation na I've experienced kasi friend ako siya ba. So nakabutang sa iyang qualification na ana siya, pero in reality kanang murag ang pag-school bitaw nila mura lang og kanang basta na lang. So mag-matter bag most unsay dakong impact ana, mag-matter bagid ang qualification niya nga katong like butang ta sa kanang sa iyang mga sa iyang education, dako ba na siya impact sa upon hiring sa kuan, or magdepende siya mag-hiring sa employee? Naglibog ko pagpahiluna.
Nandito na siya nga question, ma'am. It's a good question, ma'am. So, ano na siya, ma'am? So, karang educational qualification, tama ba, ma'am, ang imong ganahan matubag?
Yes, sir.
So, karang sa educational qualification, yes, ma'am, it really affects the hiring process. So, yes, as what I have said, we have four undergoing. You have to take the four processes. So the interview, the demo, the written exam, and the self-assessment. So from those four, makita nimo ang isa ka applicant based sa iya ang educational kung maayo ba jud siya as a person. Makita nimo siya dito sa four undergo na siya dito sa four process. From the interview itself, makita nimo nga ay kani siya nindot siya og performance. Kani siya nindot siya og ana. So from the four, pag ma-complete na mo ng four processes, ma-determine jud na mo nga kani siya utyo lang jud iyang pag-eskwela. So, ma-determine na mo from the four, if you will undergo the four processes, makita na namo kung unsa jud ka as employee. Then, most likely po, ma'am, kanaang kami, before me mag-hire og employee, there's a term for this, mangutana mi sa
background checks.
Yes, that one, background check me. So before mag-appoint si President, manawag si President, please have a background check ani nga employee na before nato siya i-appoint. Para kay among ko diri is we don't your academic achievement unsa pa ka higher academically daghan na kay ka achievement as long as you have an attitude. sorry for this you have an attitude, there's likely you will have a lesser chances to be hired. So we value attitude mostly sa amo ang mga gi-hire. So based on our assessment nga kani siya unsa man ni siya based from lang sa interview mo lahi na jud siya. So makita naman na siya sa among interview pa lang sa mga sa iya. So we sa mga among kuan sa this here in JRMC we value the attitude and the behavior of an employee because long term man gud na sila kay na magud tendency nga ug ma-regular na ka magahi na dayon kay ulo dili na mutuman sa mga buluhatonon, so magkuan na dayon magloafing na dayon, so mag-violate na dayon mga kuan sa eskwelahan. So amo jung ginakuan before we hire we do background check in order to evaluate whether kaniba si employee na ba ni siya attitude problem or wala. So that's the time we can conclude na ni siya nga ato ang pilion. So inana siya ma'am. So pag ma-under ko nimo tong amo ang core process ma'am, diha na naman ma-determine nga kapit siya kay ko.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Nag-wonder how lang magugo sometimes, sir, kay when kinabitaw ko nga, uy, number 1 siya, din pagkaman, uy, wala man nga na siya, sir. So that's it pala.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We have number 1 siya, ma'am. Dayon pag background check kay na dayon kay makuan ma'am, ma-conclude. So proceed na din sa number 2.
I know na, sir. Natubag na akong wonder how. Thank you.
Ayun, kato na siya, ma'am. It's the wisdom of appointing authority, ma'am, good ma'am. Kung palangitan, ma'am, kung ikaw number 1, dayon, ug ganahan jud si si appointing authority nga i-hire si number 2, adyo tayo mahimuan, ma'am. Kung iya yung pilion si number 2. Because ang appointing authority, they are given the wisdom to appoint any person nga ila ang ganahan. Kung naa siya trust sa isa ka tawo, then he or she will appoint that person.
So they have the discretion. So regardless sa point system, they have the discretion to whomever.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
So I guess
it's the power mo ko vested sa ila, ma'am.
Thank you.
So any questions? Again, follow-up questions from Koan, from our backer topic. So wala. So I think we move on to another topic. So I have a question, sir. So can you share a time where you faced an ethical dilemma at work, and how did you respond, or how did you navigate that situation, especially if you personally or you have a close relationship with this let's say this person. So how did you navigate an ethical dilemma?
Okay, so I have a couple of instances. I faced dilemma, especially when close di mo ang ay problema sa workplace. So lisod siya kayo istorya unsaon nimo pag-interpret, unsaon nimo ni siya pag istorya sa iya nga mao ni mauna. So the first thing I do is to assess a judge. We first based it is based on our assessment. Kung based on mga assessment nga in ani day ang nahitabo yun na before na mo siya i-confront manggod, lisod manggod mag-accused of isa ka tawo o kuan o na o wala
sa justice.
So magkuan kung specifically kung close friend mo dayon ang nahitabo is puro ang nadungog is himuan siya istorya nga inana. So na naka-dilemma nga istorya ba nako sa iya or magulat ba ko og final nga decision. So before ka mo take action, of course, mag-assess ka sa situation. Assessment is very important before delving into the deeper aspects sa problem. So after assessment, if maka-conclude na ka or makakuha na ka, maka-identify na ka, unsa jud ang problema, then that's the time nga i-confront mo ang person. So specifically, amigo nimo siya, that's the time nga i-confront mo siya para ma-justify o tinuod ba jud tong imo mga nakalap nga information para pod ma-aware siya sa situation nga iya naa siya, because there is a tendency wala siya kabalo dayon ikaw as close sa ato nga tawo, so gimuan istorya na siya, so dili to there is a tendency nga mawala ang trust. So it's very important ka, of course, we have to take actions on that. Then another thing pod no, kuan o most commonly man go daghan kayong mga clientele sa HR every day in the daily aspect. So daghan kayong mga concerns, daghang problem, dili ra isa sa isa ka adlaw no, daghan kaayo na sila. So kada adlaw, you as a person, you need to be good in decision making. So though dapat sometimes we have to play safe, sometimes we have to be strict and impose what is right, because og dili ta mag-impose, there is a tendency nga i-abuse ta. So dapat we have to be strict when it comes to the impositions of regulations. Kay namo kay moingon og sir sa una lagi sir kay inani lagi ni sir na kanang sa una dayon. So as ikaw as nilingkod ana and you know what is right, you have to impose what is right now, because og dili na nimo impose, ikaw nagalingkod ka, as time pass og naay mga problem na ma-arise na kuana ang problem, mo boom na ang problem, ikaw nagalingkod, ikaw man affected. So as much as possible, ikaw nagalingkod, you have to mitigate, you have to prevent the problem to arise again. So ikaw dapat mo impose ka what is right. Then you have to, as an HR, you have to be good when it comes to a karang fast when it comes to of course dili man jud ta magmatter, not all the time we have to matter on the rules and regulations, because I'm not saying nga you have to violate that is in the it is in the regulations, but naman ko tendency nga sa ato ang mga policies sa ato ang workplace na yung mga butang ato nga wala pa siya na open up. Then during as the time nga ikaw ang nagkuan na kita nimo siya nga problem, though it violates the policy, pero it's in a humanitarian approach. So unsa man na dali ka sa dilemma ana nga time whether to follow what is in the book, or you have to follow what is a humanitarian aspect. So of course, as an HR, coming from the word HR, human resource relation, of course there are instances that we have to take actions that would be on part of the human relations or the beneficiaries, which is the individual or the person concerned. So sometimes though we have to stick with the policies, but however, when it comes to human relations on the satisfying what your customer wants, of course, we have to do what is right. So namagoy sa policy na to nga wala na consider. So of course, we have to take those actions into account. Ana ra siya na.
So speaking of speaking of you mentioned earlier about the payroll making. So your during mga 15-30s, so those are peak seasons in yung offices. So everyone is asking for their wages, their salary. So how do you handle those kanang mga peak seasons ninyo, or how do you not panic kay daghan naman kaayong nag-follow up. Asa na inyong asa na ang sweldo, asa na napunta. So
Actually, kana siya nga issue kay maka-burn out, dayon. Maka-burn out siya in general. Kana
sa
siya,
manpari na
siya.
siya.
Yes, maka-stress kayo siya. Pero, kami manggod sa HR, ikaw na magandang slag, i-orient na namo. Specifically, katong mga bagong hire, as HR, we conduct karaang orientation. So, from the orientation, amo nang gi-discuss pila ang interval sa ilaang sweldo. Kung pila ka adlaw or oras magstay sa HR, then pila ka adlaw magstay from the other offices, amo na siyang discuss during their employment orientation. So, ug wala kasabot si employee ana, that's the time we will ask them to come to the office. Kay most likely, sige na sila yaw-yaw ana, then wala din sila kasabot dito during the post-employment orientation. Then, na-tendency ana mo, kuana sila magtakot-takot na dayon na nga inainani na ang mga karaan po na nakalimot nga unsa ang process, so magdugang na po the problem. Pero most likely magud sa mga nakita mas grabe mangutana ang mga karaan kaysa sa bag-o. So na-tendency mas reklamador si karaan kaysa sa mga bag-o. So mo nang ginakandak mo
sila sila guts mong good mo reklamo.
Yes, na sila guts. So na-tendency nga mag-inana sila mag-answer na din sa feedback form nga delay, was not satisfied with our salary processing, mag-inana na dayon. So as HR, we always impose what is right. Kung wala diyang ginahimo is to deliver the message that we have a specific time frame when it comes to the salary processing. We always reiterate that to our employees para ma-remind sila sa mga schedule when it comes to the processing of salaries. Because naman ko uban nga, bisag ikapila na ni mo istorya, kinahanglan pa dyan mo istorya ako balik kay makalimot na po. So we always reiterate what is in the salary processes para ma-remind sila always. Bahalag na stress na may o remind nila. Mag-remind lagi hapon may. Kaya mara dyan na mong mabuhat.
Dili dili wala ang voice, sir.
Yes, dili dyan magpaka-stress, dili mangaway. So mag-reiterate lang dyan. Always reiterate sa mga policies.
Sir, regarding lang sa kanang mga reklamador, sir, no? How would you deal kanang mga entitled knowing sa institution labaw na sa academe nga some of employees na adjay mga daghang kamakama sa ilang pangalan, sometimes madala na nila nga mas dapat sila tuuhan kay naa sila mga title. How would you
mga doctors.
Oo.
I-terminate, Charis. I-terminate. Lang. Kung ang pinakagahi manggod no is karang mga regular. Mata kung gingon sa inyo nga kung regular, most commonly kung regular na ang isa ka employee magahi-gahi na dayon. So una katong dili pa regular butan pa kaayo ana. So pag once na regular na sila dito na dayon ang gawas ang mga dili maong batasan. So napo instances kato yung mag-iingon na kato ang very strict when it comes to name extensions. Karang mga name extensions nila nga wala ka kasabot kung ikuan pa nimo kay inigmasayop la ka sa ila ang name extension, mag-raise na dayon concern nga ano man nila dili ka kabalo na dayon istorya mga inana. So one thing we always do is na-adjud may copy sa ila ang mga records sa ilang data, specifically sa ilang employment extension. Dapat namin record kaya para dili jud bi masayo. Dayon, wala magaling kabalo, of course we will ask the college secretaries kung sa mga name extensions So para easy ang communication na jud may GC for specific offices na may GC, just like for example, sa mga college secretaries. So, para dali ang communication sa mga secretaries, we do have college secretaries nga GC. Then, kung napod may utility NGO nga GC, para dito na po may mag-communicate sa LAA, then we have the admin personnel, the administrative personnel, para dito may mag-communicate. Specific, para ma-avoid na mo ang mga sayop. So, pang inita, may unsay pangalan, ano ni ko, unsay extension, sakto na ba niya ang spelling? So, muna to, sa GC, daghang mga reply, dili naman ang isa ang reply. So, the more, the merrier. The more, the more nga naaangkuan, very factual ang data. So, mo na, very important siya ang technology karon nga time kay easy ra kayo ang communication nga nala kay kinahanglan sa office dali ra nimo ma-contact para sa una maglakaw-lakaw pa ka. So mao na siya sir, ang amo ra ginabuhat is kay dili man na muna sila pwede awayon sir. Kay nagbangaway na sila sa mga of course sir na man inana specifically sa DTR la butangan og ding extension daw ang iya ngalan. Oh, asa man ka ana. So among we have to diligent may mga away. So butangan na lang pud namo. So we have you as
inana fragile ilang ego.
Inana there's there employees nga inana. So wala may mabuhatan as an HR because of course we are a human relations. So naami sa human relations. So disod pug awayon na mo ang mga empleyado because it's their right man God. We cannot say no to them. Okay, it is based on their right, man God. So they have their privilege. So kami as an HR, of course, kung sakto sila, nara sila sa ilaang kuan, sakto nga kuan, they have the right, nara sila sa sakto nga position. Of course, ang mura pud nang ikuan ang ila, sundon na pud namo ang ilaang mga kuan, mga concern. Pero wala na siya naayon sa amuang kuan sa mga policies sa kuan. That's the time na dayon na. Dito na dayon mo igo sa LAA. Inana ra. Kay naman ko dili man ko nato na sila kuan, dili nato na sila nga ma-avoid nga karang magmuan anang ilang kuan kay hinaguan biya na nila. Big to here hagop biya pod mag-eskwela, di ba? So sometimes nato sila nga ganahan jud sila ibutang ang ilang name extension. Pero dili man nato ma-deny nga usahay makalimtan. So nayuban nga maglagot na dayon. So nagayuban diri mo sa opisina para lang ipa-correct ni akong extension. Dili na ni mao, inani na ni akong extension. Nananala na siya, ma'am. So you have to be compassionate when it comes to dealing with employees. Bahalag na ka-anger issues. I myself na ako anger issues na karang lahi na jud akong hunahuna ani nga tawhanan ni pero dili jud na nimo pwede ipalabas when inig na ka sa HR. So ang imong patience imbes sa 1% dapat jud nimo iabot og 100% kay lisod kaayo og mangaway kag sa HR ba jud ta mga mangaway ang HR. So wala na ang ma-devalue na dayon ang office kay unsa man tong staff dito, unsa man tong mga staff dito, mga isog pa man kaayos nato. Na dayon na. So we have to be compassionate to our clienteles and to the employees we serve, my God. So ma'am.
So any other follow-up questions, ma'ams and sirs? Okay, wala na. So I had to napade si Ma'am Jane. Sige, Ma'am
Wala
Jane.
na, ma'am.
Wala na. Okay. Sige, I have probably the last question, sir. So as an HR professional, so what daily hurdles keep you up at night and how do you tackle them without losing your sanity? So follow up siya. So not losing your sanity over your work.
Yeah. Ako, manggod, as a person, manggod, no, kung naabot na ko sa balay, makalimtan manggod na ko ang problema, i-separate yun na ko ng problem sa office o problem na ko sa balay. Different settings manggod na sila. So naanad na ko as akong mindset manggod, once na muhawa na ko, mugawas na ko sa office or sa work, ako lang ibilin ta ng problema na ko diha. Dili ko mag-discuss og mga something nga kuan nga problema gikan dito sa office din dalon ako sa balay. So I'm not that kind of person. So as much as possible, kung problema na sa office, ako dyan na ibilin dito sa office. Though, when it comes to paperworks, kung mga paperworks lang, of course, magdala ko trabaho sa balay. Pero karang problema na, karang mga issues, mga concern na kinahanglan isolve, dili dyan ako nadalon, diha dyan na sa opisina. So, kung na ako sa kuan sa balay, of course, it's a family time. So, dito dyan ako na siya, dito dyan ako ikuan ako ang time. So, it's as employees manggo, dapat kita, we have to separate the two worlds, the work and our daily life. So, kung ato ang kuan, kung kita, ato ang mindset, iusa na to silang duha, na tendency manggod ana, makuan na kay ato ang utok, madrain kay ito pa rin, dili na din ta kasabot sa ato ang buhaton, di na angay sekarang dili na to masabtan atong kuan, then the tendency ana na kasanayop na dayon na, because during my first employment, no, I've been here for almost 3 years. The past 6 months I've been here, nakalang na stress kayo ko because of course ang imo ang mga ikuan, ang imo ang mga cater is kuan, mga PhD, mga ages na kuan na kayo, mga tigulang na kayo, pila na sila ka years dire, then ikaw newbies pa dayon, you have to impose the rules and kuan, the policies, then ingon na din na sila, for 20 years in service na ko dire, karon pa ka na enana man. So daghan na dayon mo na masakitan na dayon ang imo ang ego. So pag abot nimo sa balay na kuan na dayon ka, mag-drain na dayon ka. So ako during those 6 months, no, I practiced na once na ako sa balay, i-separate yun ako ang work o ako ang personal life. Because it's very important to have a work-life balance. It's very important for us workers. Kaya o atoan na silang iusa, dili yun ta magdugay there is a world. So dapat i-separate yun na to sila. So i-separate na to ang personal and our work.
Professional.
We have to live our life. Anak dyan na, ma'am. We have to live our life.
So speaking of kanang dalon nimo ang work sa, I mean your paperworks on your home. So let's say mura na siya overtime. So how do you feel about overtime nga thank you lang or OTTY?
Actually, it's so from other person's perspective, no, paano siya ang dili maayo siya nga behavior. Pero kung naman ko ka sa HR, no, ang sa HR magud paspas kay ang mga pakuan ay si daghan kayo manggawas nga papel, mugawas nga papel, daghang problema, daghang mga concerns na himuon nimo, daghang mga dili di mo masabtan ang HR kay daghan kada adlaw lahi-lahi ang imo ang ma-encounter, dili ka kasabot usahay. Dayon kung dalon ang work sa balay manggod, as kami, I'm not encouraging nga magdala og trabaho sa balay, pero kuan manggod ug mahumanan mo siya karon nga time sa specifically sa balay ni, mahumanan mo siya pagka other day ana less na dayon ang mo ang work, kinahuman naman namo siya from yesterday, so dili na pud mo ang i-cater na problem kay og kuan pa amo pa ni siyang padugayon, then lahi na pud ang concern ugma. So mas maayo nga sulbaron siya karon after na dayon pagkaugma wala na kay problema kay naman to ni mga problema ag sa previous yesterday pa. So
even without
it's a win-win. Yes, it's a win-win actually it's a win-win situation naman, no, kay sa ako ang part malasan ang stress, malasan ang burden sa ako kay dahil na pud ako ang encounter nga problem from the next day kay og katulad gihapon nga problem kana siya ang pinaka maka-burnout. Kaya bitong dapat supposedly mahuman na siya karong adlaw din. Isumpay nimo siya sunod adlaw.
Extend.
Nana po kay nana po kay matagbuan ato nga problem. So daghan na kayo magtapok na po dayon. So mas maayo nga humanon ang isa ka trabaho dito ato nga specific period sa day para pagka other day lahi na po nga problem kuan. Okay. Inana man gud na sa HR man gud kay dapat nakaset ang imong mind to make deadlines manggod. Kay sa HR kay mukalit naman og ingon og ang chat na ngayo og deadline karon pa. Dayon dili nimo siya humanon ron pagkaugma mayon na pod ang DBM nangayo og inani nga record. So dili nimo humanon sa isa ka adlaw patay. Wa na. GG na si Kuan. So inana na siya ma'am. So you know how to balance things in life man God. So I think mora to siya madam. Any question ma'am?
So any other questions from the others? Ma'am Jane, Ma'am Maricel?
None so far, sir. And thank you for the we have learned a lot from you today.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you po, ma'am, sir. Thank you for the
Thank you.
opportunity you have given to me.
you.
It's a
Thank
great
you so much,
pleasure.
Sir
So,
CJ.
yes, thank you, ma'am.
So that's the end of our podcast regarding job design and work measurement with Mr. CJ Angus as our guest. So salamat kaayo sir sa pagdawat sa amo ang very urgent and gamay ra kayong time, wala na ka-prepare. So thank you so much.
Pleasure to
kaayo,
help.
sir.
It's pleasure to help. Okay. Thank you.
Sige, thank you everyone from our team. So let's cut our our recording.
Picture taking sa daw.
Picture taking pa di ay wait lang. So stop atong recording.